Hey, do you know Katie? Katie came to Messiah on a full ride field hockey scholarship. Messiah was her third choice, compared to the sorority-bound party schools that she wanted to go to. Now that Katie's here, she isn't really crazy about her TOEFL requirements or the fact that she has to give up her breaks for sports team service trips. If you ask Katie about her relationship with God, she'd tell you it's existent, but nothing special. So, do you know Katie? Or actually, let me rephrase that. Do you know someone like Katie? Or maybe you know someone like Andrew, who came to Messiah as a Christian ministry major, who, as a first year, comes to Portlandia Bible study. Andrew's always taking notes at chapel, always seems to be wearing a huge smile, seems to know everyone. You don't even have to ask Andrew about his relationship with God to know it must be thriving. Here we have two students. I'm going to draw a little diagram here. Katie. Let's take figures. Can you tell that I'm an art major? Katie and Andrew. Nice little visual. They both came to Messiah for very different reasons. Some would call Katie complacent in her faith, while Andrew is fervent in his. So what about you? Are you satisfied with the way things are and don't really see a need for change? If you're feeling more like a Katie than an Andrew, let's look at some reasons why you might be feeling that way. In his book, Souls in Transition, Christian Smith studies the percent of emerging adults, so kids like us, that retain their faith after the age of 18. Smith finds key factors in this include the community they were raised in, their parents' religion, their prayer life, and time devoted to reading scripture. The question is, do following these key factors keep us from complacency? I talked to Jake sitting right there in the back. He told me about his conscious competence, about his own struggle with complacency here at Messiah. At home, Jake's engaged with church, with service projects, with activities. These were choices that have led him to a deeper relationship with God and a stronger faith overall. Jake said this summer was transformational for him. He got baptized. He found a family-like community within his church. It doesn't really sound like Jake's complacent. Why does he feel like this when he sounds so much like this? So I sat down with Pastor Donna to acquire some of his insight on Christian college students. He has worked for student ministries not only here at Messiah, but also at Gordon in Geneva, so it's safe to say that he has a general knowledge of the hearts of Christian college students across the board. Pastor Dunn asked me, is college bad for faith? And before I even got an answer, he said yes, and one way it is, we rip students out of every support structure that they've grown up with. For Jake, this was his family-like community found in his church that we all probably can relate to. What compelled me was what Pastor Don said next. The danger in coming to a Christian college is that we might begin to think that the institution doesn't fit for us. But college is just context. So, what is the context at Messiah? Does Messiah have opportunities for the student looking for growth? Well, our campus does provide times to express our faith collectively, like Powerhouse and Chapel. For the complacent student, like Katie, these opportunities can be just a time to meet up with friends and swipe for chapel credit. Even Jake mentioned that chapel requirements make the time spent feel more like a routine than something to look forward to. Are these requirements producing students who are bored with faith? Students who go to chapels and participate in Bible studies out of necessity rather than desire. So which type of student do Christian colleges produce once 4 years are up and we're out of here? If we do come into college feeling complacent, is it Messiah's responsibility to pull us out of that? Do you think it's Messiah's fault if we don't find ourselves growing at all? Is it on Messiah if we lose our faith? because now is the time I expose the reasons why Messiah College was the right choice for you when you set in that deposit last spring deciding to come here, regardless of whether you feel like this or like that. Messiah is intentional. The opportunities provided here are steps in the right direction. So let's look at the athletic program, for example. You remember Katie, characterized by apathy and gifted with athleticism? Well, Messiah knows that they're getting Katie's, students who come here on scholarship, but might not be interested in developing genuine faith. Messiah exhibits its intentional character not only by providing aroma, which is like traveling cross-culturally with all your best friends, but the community of a team that really cares about each other. Take it from Sunny, another classmate of ours and a member of a women's soccer team. She helped shed some light on what it's like to be a student here, and also an athlete on Messiah. Every Sunday night, her team gathers for devotions. She adds if someone needs prayer or just wants to talk. They'll meet sometime during the day, whether it's at the union or somebody's apartment. So if we're zeroing in on Sunday's experience, we should ask, what kind of community is this community? A forced religious requirement, void of reason? No, rather experiencing your peers and upperclassmen show their love for God and for community. This creates like an iron sharpens iron environment, an atmosphere that pushes each other to be your best self. Jake even says, what's motivating him to break free from complacency is based off of what upperclassmen exhibit through their example. He says, I see them on fire for God, and it's like, I want that. I'll stick it through. So, what if you're not on a sports team? I'm not on a sports team. How do people like us get plugged into community? The speakers at Welcome Week talked your ears off about all the opportunities there are, but let this be a refresher. We have Koinonia, a great place to be vulnerable and engaged and build community. You don't have to be like Andrew and lead one just yet, but being involved from my own experience is well worth the hour each week. Other than Koinonia, there are tons of other Bible studies that are advertised all over campus. There are groups and clubs about nutrition, about politics, social issues, gaming, music writing. If you ever need a good dose of fresh air, sign up for the Outdoors Club email. They'll blow up your phone. You name it, it's probably a group or club here. And if it's not, you're encouraged to start one yourself. If you've been paying any attention, I stopped listing Bible studies. These are groups and clubs you can find at any college. So why is it different here? It's different for the reason that Pastor Don gave me. He says, Jesus knew that people needed relationship to grow. That was what his ministry was based off of. Community, relationship. That means you have an equal chance of experiencing Jesus on a hike with a loft, as you do at a Bible study. Followers of Christ can affect others by mere example, and it's like a ripple effect. This is not only found in the students around us, but also our professors, the experts in our field, who can be an example for us too. Remember my list of questions before? When I asked if we do come into college feeling complacent, is it Messiah's responsibility to pull us out of that? Do you think it's Messiah's fault if we do find ourselves not growing at all? Is it Messiah's fault if we lose our faith? Big questions. If there's anything you've taken away from this speech, I hope it is this. Messiah provides the context and opportunity to grow your faith, but it's up to you to take advantage of it. Imagine 4 years have gone by, and you didn't join a Koinonia because it felt too forced, or you never went on a hike with the loft or with Outdoors Club because you didn't know anyone going. You only took courses that you thought were easy instead of ones that could have challenged you. Who's really missing out here? From here on out, when it's another time in your life that people around you are investing in you, spiritually, educationally, socially, emotionally, the act of complacency, of dodging chances to grow, is not only apathetic, but it's also painful. It's isolating. If those who've gone before us are any example, being uncomfortable, just like I am right now doing this speech, is one of the best things you can do for yourself. In the right context, of course. And And Messiah does provide that context. So, go through the things that scare you. So in response to my question earlier, do you know someone like Katie? Are you Katie? And if so, I encourage you to plug in. It might be uncomfortable at first, but the people surrounding you have gone through what you're going through. It's a community that helps us grow. Jesus knew that. And Messiah intentionally implements that into their campus as well. So take advantage of it.